Hi, everybody. I am so excited, so thrilled. I've been waiting with is it bated breath or what is that? Painted breath, bated breath, with breath, whatever the breath is.
We've been waiting for it.
We have been waiting to talk with Sonja. Sonja is so talented. She does mediumship, cards, psychic, all around spiritual counselor,
Reiki.
and Reiki, energy
Ordained
healing,
Minister.
Ordained Minister. So there's a list. What don't you do is the conversation we need to have.
I don't know.
cook?
That'll start.
See? She does. She can't even say no.
No.
So I wanted to have this conversation about what is it you do, what's your business, and I want to get to know you. How did you get started on this path?
Oh my gosh. So, and of course the plane comes over right when we're doing this.
That's okay.
So it was funny. So I got started when a friend of mine wanted to go to the shop was doing psychic development. She didn't want to go by herself. And so I always had imaginary friends as a kid. I didn't think about it.
Right. I had it right.
Like, you know, I was like, oh yeah, whatever. My sister was ignoring me. I just made my own friends. And we went. And I sat with this, we got separated on purpose, right? And I had my mother's engagement ring in my hand. And I sit with this older woman. She was probably 15 years my senior. And it was, you sat with the person and I had closed my eyes and she put something in my hands and I closed my hand on it and I was just supposed to say the things.
Right. Say the things.
I was afraid to say the things because like, what if I get it wrong? And the woman was like, just say it. Just say the things.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I said, oh, you know, your mom. I said, she was very beautiful. I said, but she was that, like, the shoes and the purse and everything had to match. And she goes, yeah. And I could see her mother, and I was explaining to her, and I'm like, this is just, and I'm doubting it, right?
Stop doubting it. Yes.
And so we're talking, mind you, she's much older than me, right? So obviously her mother was much, much older, and our mothers were not the same. So we get done, and she's crying, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, that was a lucky guess. And I opened my hand, and it was her mother's engagement ring was an exact match to my mother's engagement ring.
Oh my God, I got chills when you said that. Ooh.
I was like,
ooh, wow.
so the owner of the shop said to me, you have to take my Reiki class. And I said, I don't know anything. I just came with my friend Marie. She's like, no, you need to be in my Reiki class. All right. I'll do it, I guess.
Right,
and she
right.
sponsored me.
Oh, wow. When you see someone special, you lift them up.
So she sponsored me, and I started going through Reiki class, and 3 of the people in my classmates were psychic mediums from Ghost Hunters USA.
Plug.
And we ended up, I was doubting myself, and I became really close with one of them, and she's watching me, and I'm starting to go down through someone's body, and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And I'm seeing things, and I'm like, what is happening right now? It's kind of where it all started. So I literally looked at this woman, and the woman who was the instructor looks at me and she goes, say it. And I went, no. What if I'm wrong? She's like, say it. I said, okay. I said, when I was up at your head, I said, I see this brown Labrador barking. Very happy Labrador running around barking. I said, and when I come down to your chest, I feel so much pain. I said, but I feel like there's this young, dark hair, I said, light-haired, like brown-haired man, and he's mad and he's yelling. I said, I don't know what that, I said, I don't know if that means anything. Yeah, so her husband, that was his chocolate lab. And it was his childhood lab that when they got together, the dog was at his end of life and needed assistance. She was the one who took the dog to be put down, and he never forgave her for it.
Really?
I was like,
that's so heavy.
And I went,
that's heavy.
what the fuck was that?
I know.
Literally, I went, what the fuck was that?
Oh my God.
Then we're sitting side by side with classmates, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, my classmate's old, like not that much older than me.
love
She
this.
smells like Gina Tay.
We talk about this. If you're our age, you know what that is. You know Gina Tay.
Like everybody's grandma wore it.
Everybody knows.
And it was in a
Gina
blue and
Tay.
silver bottle. Gold. Maybe it was gold. But it was like blue.
The top
it was weird.
on it.
Yeah, with the fancy
That's
top.
a fancy top.
And I thought, what do you mean? I'm I'm like, that's so weird. Like, why is she wearing Gina Tay? And I'm scanning down through the person, and I'm seeing magnolia flowers everywhere. And I'm like, this is weird, man. Again, what did you see? I'm like, I don't. Now I'm sitting next to the same woman who was practicing behind me. I'm like, she doesn't smell like Gina Tay. The fuck was that? Who was behind me?
Right.
So I say to the person, I go, do you know what? I go, I don't know, I smelled like Gina Tay and magnolia flowers. I go, I saw magnolia flowers. She goes, what do they look like? We look it up on Google, right? Because I didn't say the Google. So I'm not that old.
I'm proud of you, but I say Google's your friend. Yeah,
right.
Google's your friend.
And I'm like, this is it. And she goes, oh, that was my grandmother. She wore Gina Tay, and she thought everything was a magnolia flower. And I was like, what the fuck?
Interesting.
Same woman pushed me in a tarot.
Okay.
Because she knew I doubted. And so I started reading cards.
Yeah.
And then it was just like hitting and hitting
and
hitting. And it took me like a good 2 years before I went, shit, I think I'm good at this.
Are you kidding me with this story? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, you're amazing.
No, like 2 years I'm reading and going.
Did you have this before this situation, or did you know that you had your third eye?
I had
was
something.
popping?
I had something. So
right.
So there were certain people in my life that, so I dated a guy who was in the military. We'll leave it at that. And so he'd be
familiar with that work.
Right. So he'd leave and I'd get a like, hey babe, see you soon. And then I knew he was going out for work.
Right.
And that he couldn't tell me when he was getting back, and he couldn't tell me where he was going. Numerous times I'd go walking by the phone and I'd call, and he's like, you're kidding me. I literally just put my feet on the tarmac. How the fuck are you doing that? I don't know.
That's how. This
or friends.
How.
Like I had a best friend, and it was, I knew, and she was in trouble. Kim, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the baby?
Yeah.
What happened to your husband? Like, it was the weirdest. And so I had that, but I just thought everybody had that.
Everybody has the potential to have that. It's like a muscle, right? Like it's a muscle.
Right.
And, your third eye is popping and it has a muscle. And unless it's exercised, it stays dormant. I know I can't do deadlifts. I just don't practice it. We don't practice it. But our third eye is pretty strong. And when you exercise it and the more you do it, the more you evolve in it. And it's just amazing that I'm so grateful that even though it took you 2 years, I can't believe it because you're so amazing.
Oh my God, stop.
At least you got here, and at least you got here because the work that you're doing is helping so many. And the purpose 100%. And divine path is that. I don't like to consider this an alternative to other things because every therapy has a purpose.
Correct.
But if you're somebody who has spiritual inklings, who has been brought up in a haunted house, which we talked about, or someone who is genetic, I know mine's genetic.
Mine has to be genetic. It's the Slavic roots. There's gypsies.
Oh, 100%. And I come from the Greek gypsy road that way. So I'm from the island of Lesbos. So we have it on that side, and my Italian side has it big
100%.
time.
The Stragos?
Yeah, a lot of ESP on that side, and unfortunately was covered with Catholicism.
I was just going to say the Catholics.
I know, the Catholicism religion kind of took away because they are prophets. It's just, we can go into that. That's a whole other thing. But if you have this inkling to have more of a third eye spiritual connection, this kind of counseling works so well,
right?
Because you're able to be in tune with the path to get you to your divine destiny.
Well, and it's about helping, right? So mediumship really started pushing through. I think I shut it down for a long time, and mediumship started pushing through probably like 3 years ago, and I couldn't figure out why. I'm like, but I realized it was to help people. But it was to help people, right?
Yeah.
So to carry that burden of leaving something unsaid, knowing if your loved one's okay, knowing if you want that relief, and so like I continue to do that because I'm giving peace to somebody who needs it so badly. Right. They need to know. They need to know that mom is okay, or that mom is sorry, or that their loved one didn't die in pain or whatever. And sometimes they do. Right. But at least there's that release for them.
Yeah.
And to me, that's worth everything.
I love your exclamation. I do love your exclamation. Your explanation to the mediumship, because I have the gift too of mediumship. I choose not to tap into that.
Right.
And only use it on individual basis, only because I felt like call waiting, and I
Yeah.
couldn't handle that. And the second was, every psychic is like an artist, okay?
Fair.
And so everybody who's psychic doesn't just do one thing. Some are abstract, some are portraits, some are sculptors, and psychic, some are clairsentient like
Yep.
yourself, and also clairvoyant and have the gifts. I am an emotional healer, so I tap into deep emotions
Yep.
and help you heal that. So if I have somebody on the other side who still has deep rooted, I have to help them first,
Right.
because then I leave you for only an hour, and then I leave you with something. It's like it just wasn't working in the practice. The way you were describing why it's a positive thing is exactly why you'd want to see a medium, because sometimes we need closure on things and we can't get it for people. Not everybody has the gift. Like, I can just talk to mom and dad and be like, all right, I know that happened. Let
Right.
me go talk to
Right,
somebody
right,
and work
right,
it
right,
out.
right.
Not everybody has that, and there is such healing in that.
Oh,
and I feel
100%.
so grateful. I can't thank you enough for being so solid in your work, so confident in your work. You just, when I first, I hadn't met Sonja. I met her, she didn't know I met her. I saw something she was doing for Crystal Connection online, and I just immediately started to promote you. I was like, you have to see this woman. We never met each other, and I was just like, your eyes, your sincerity, your kindness with people, your compassion with people, it's just overflowing.
Thank you.
And we need this. We all need you, because it's calling all cars right now. It's calling all cars right now, and your gift is
100%.
bringing so many people joy and comfort and closure. So Sonja, I can't thank you enough for spending time with me.
Oh, I
and
love
talking
spending
about. I
time
know
with
I
you.
love spending time with you too, and thank you for doing what you do.
Oh, please.
And
This is what I meant to do. That's why.
Totally.
It's not a choice.
It's not. No, it's not. It is not a choice. But
It's not. It just happens. Like, I can't. If I wanted to shut it off, I can't.
You can't. It just brings you right back. I'm not doing this anymore. And then all of a sudden, whoop, comes back in. That's a whole other video we can talk about. So if you would like to see Sonja, she is at Crystal Connection. When do you come to Crystal Connection?
I am here the first Saturday of every month.
The first Saturday of every month. Please make sure you call first, because you book up very fast, Sonja.
I'm very blessed. Yes.
I love this. I love this.
I'm
for-
so grateful for that. But yes.
Yes.
And you can come get readings or Reiki.
Oh, right. And you have your own practice, correct?
Yes.
And how do we get a hold of you?
Whispers Between the Realms.
Whispers Between the Realms. Look, I did this. Whisper. I love it. All right, everybody. Thank you, Sonja, again. You're so beautiful, wonderful. Everybody, live in the moment, think positive, and we'll see you soon.